Use that whole area there for dropping pallets.
Chris Weeks has been battling the chaos for days. He and his team from German logistics company DHL are one of the most experienced disaster management outfits worldwide and are currently based at Kathmandu Airport. The challenge facing them today is to distribute the unending stream of relief supplies as they come in.
Once you unload one plane and you drop all the cargo on the ground, you can't use that space again until it's been moved. So then another plane comes in and you dump that cargo on the ground, then you can't use that space either. And then it gets worse as you can't get to move around to get any of the cargo out. And that's roughly what is starting to happen here.
The Nepalese military is doing everything it can. The blue bags contain tents, which must be urgently dispatched to 2.8 million people rendered homeless by the earthquake. But the soldiers can only cope with smaller loads. The bigger aid deliveries require man and machine.
This is what's changed over the last 5 years. Many years before that, a lot of the freight was coming in loose loaded and on small pallets. Now it's coming on these big aircraft pallets that you can't move them with your muscles. You have to have equipment, which is one of the problems. In a country like Nepal, the equipment is pretty scarce. You've got an old forklift here that's probably 25 years old and it's lacking power and friction. But we have to use what we've got.
Weeks might be Director of Humanitarian Affairs at DHL, but he has a technical background and doesn't shy from getting his hands dirty to ensure progress. After a few manual adjustments, the forklift truck is able to hoist the huge load of food supplies. But as soon as one challenge is met, there comes another. A colleague nearby has just realized that they're almost out of fuel. Vital for the tractors bringing the empty pallets back to reload further supplies.
Okay, so they're going to get fuel.
Yeah.
Okay. Disasters happening in the region where there's no big international airport. So it's a challenge. Every time we deploy, we face the same challenges: space, equipment, and resources. But certainly, we've been here now for 48 hours, and things are beginning to get a lot more organized.
The main road past the airport also shows increasing signs of returning to normal. But here, too, the 7.8 magnitude earthquake has left its devastating mark. Despite the gaping cracks, an asphalt road like this is still usable. Many of the unpaved roads and tracks in more remote areas, however, are completely destroyed. And that's a headache at the distribution center that's been set up next to the airport. There's no shortage of food supplies here or desperately needed drinking water. The big problem remains getting the supplies to their destinations.
We have employed one helicopter now to start distribution in Gorkha district, which started yesterday, Gorkha and Dhading district. And if everything goes well and we manage to transport food, we will start distribution from tonight or tomorrow in Nuwakot and Sindhupalchok district. But it just transporting, road transport has been very difficult.
Great. Okay.
A few days later.
All right, quick health check. How is everybody?
Chris Weeks from the DHL logistics team is in far better spirits than at the start of their mission. Time for the morning briefing.
Okay, new equipment's come in, so maybe Kim and Kim can go on the lookout for that. Some nice shiny yellow stuff, I hope.
Yep.
So we'll be like boys in a toy shop at Christmas, eh? With all these new toys. They asked Kim if they said the $6.
The desperately needed equipment arrives just in time. A batch of new forklift trucks should enable the team to pick up the pace of their deliveries. And there's more good news. Tilt-rotor aircraft from the American military have likewise arrived. Having vertical landing capability means they can reach otherwise inaccessible mountain areas.